por Dios. Para, que está parando. Para, que es que está parando. Está yendo para allá. Está yendo para allá. Ay, la leche. Mamá. Tranquila. Ay, la leche, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está?
Tranquila, no es nada, no es nada.
Tranquila, voy a bajar, ¿eh? Voy a bajarme. Un momento, cariño.
Question, can you tell us about UFOs?
Now, and my sister's connection, there's a story that Jack Chick had told each person 3 years ago that I had told him. My sister, before my wife came around, used to be leader of the state of Ohio, the high priestess there of the whole state. And her little pastime was calling up, supposedly filling the sky with UFOs and watching everybody's excitement. And some of the most outstanding sightings were in the early 70s in Ohio. And she used to laugh about it because she'd be standing in a circle out in the field somewhere calling up demons. And that's all they were angels of light playing games in the sky. Remember, a demon, get the little spooky picture. There are a fallen angel, an unclean spirit. They can assume any form or go into anything except a Christian who walks in the Spirit all the time. Know any? You know, or in other words, a Christian who keeps it under the blood and so on. But they can assume forms, including spacemen or solid objects like flying saucers or so on. That's why when they appear on the radar scope and a jet gets up there, they vanish right in front of the palace eye because they're nothing but a spirit.
It appeared to the crew that the objects weren't just traveling alongside their plane, but surrounding it.
A nuestra altura, o sea, no puede ser.
Jóvenes,
no estamos solos.
¿Qué? No estamos solos, de veras. ¿Qué cosa tan rara, eh? Nos están rodeando.
Oye, ¿qué tienes?
Then suddenly, the balls of light disappeared.
If you listen to the predictive linguistics crowd, which is the Cliff High group and so forth, they're predicting that what's going to happen is that eventually a non-terrestrial human will be discovered somehow. And their theory and philosophy is that a picture will be taken of some individual that was released from some institution, and there'll be a strange glow or aura around them because it is the non-terrestrial human. Okay. Personally, my opinion, because this is generally how these people operate, is that if they were going to release this type of information, which is going to be, you know, a couple orders of magnitude as far as in the you know, in information area, is because there's some other ulterior motive for that, or something is going to happen that they have no control of. And I would go all the way as far as say this could be what the, you know, the religious people call the Luciferian act, and so something that's preordained is going to happen. I don't know if you ever heard about a group called the Watchers or something. This is the kind of conspiracy that goes all the way back to the beginnings of the Roman Catholic Church.
Right. Now let's hold on. Let's stop here a second so that we can back up a little bit so people get an idea of why this is the topic. The San Francisco Examiner has just put out an article yesterday. The official disclosure of extraterrestrial life is imminent, and they're talking about the reason that Obama chaired the UN Security Council seat here just this past month has to do with this coming extraterrestrial disclosure. So go ahead and carry on. So now that folks have an idea of where we're going with this.
Well, so you know, this administration is not going to do anything like this unless there is a defined reason behind it. I mean, it's like there is a reason. Going anywhere from the aliens are going to come save us from the global warming and from the economic crash to we are proposing one world government so we become part of the interplanetary, intergalactic community.
Right, and let me stop you there for just a second. Because we know at the United Nations, Share International and Lucis Trust are the only religion that actually has an office or is allowed to function there. And part of their belief, at least from Benjamin Krim, is that here in the very, very near future, they're supposed to have 4 very large UFOs be seen in the sky. It was supposed to be the heralding of the coming of Maitreya, who was supposed to be the Ascended Masters. And we know that HAARP is able to create 3D holograms in the sky. And so what is your view on whether or not it's a very large psyop? Because you do have a background in this area. So is it a large psyop, or do you think that it's actual contact?
Well, I think we've been contacted a long time ago.
Just 4 hours before discovering land, Christopher Columbus saw a bright glowing object come out of the sky, go into the water, and travel slowly through the water very close to the ship that he was on.
They can assume any form or go into anything.
They've also been filmed from the ground, flying around in the upper atmosphere. Now, quite frankly, we don't know anything about the life cycle of these creatures, but they do fit in with the descriptions of other kinds of critters, other strange-looking creatures that astronauts from the very early days of NASA have reported.
Describes an encounter with his crew over Japan.
The particular one that my crew saw was an orange-red color, and it paced our aircraft for miles and miles off the left horizontal stabilizer.
But they can assume forms, including spacemen or solid objects like flying saucers or so on. That's why when they appear on the radar scope and a jet gets up there, they vanish right in front of the palisade. They can assume any form or go into anything.
maker.